Hi there, Sagittarius. How are you guys doing? I really hope that this video finds you well. Welcome to your February reading. Back with you again, Anisa from the Inner Serio. For those of you who are new to my channel, hello. And for those of you who have been a long time, welcome back. How are you guys doing? We're going to be doing a pick card reading by the end of the session. It's going to be how do they feel about you, and how their current energy is like and everything like that. So yeah, that's going to be by the end of the session. Don't forget to check your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign. Me personally, I realized with my readings and some general readings that I have, that I follow on YouTube, that I have a tendency to resonate a lot more with my Venus sign rather than my sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, or what have you. So you might want to check that one out too. And this is general reading, so the rules might get reversed, okay? So let's talk now your overall energy for February. You have the Three of Cups, you have the Justice card in reverse, and then you also have the Page of Swords. That's interesting. There is a positive and there's a negative one in that overall energy of yours. The positive one is that you guys are going to be spending a lot more time with your support system. It could be your friends, it could be your family, it could be, your best friends, your children, stuff like that. Like you're going to have this, need to connect with other human being. You're going to be much more social. However, and this applies especially if you guys are only dealing with one person. There is a particular person that you start to grow resentment for. Okay, it's like the sin or the mistakes of that the other person suddenly started to dawn on you. It was like, wow, like at that time this person did me like this, and I didn't realize that that person was crossing my boundaries. Like, was I drunk the whole relationship? Like, what was I doing? Like, why did I allow this person to violate my boundaries like that? Like, you're starting to have this type of flashback, but it's not pretty good flashback. It's much more of that, goddamn, like, why did I allow this person to walk over me like that, if that makes sense? Because you got that Justice card in reverse and also the Page of Swords, and Page of Swords is pretty, as you can see here, it's like a pretty rebellious, who likes to protest, who likes to protest about the injustice that they feel and everything like that. And I feel that in the month of February, you're also going to be very, very vocal about this. So if people treated you wrong, everything like that, you are going to be pretty much vocal in expressing that voice of yours, because you realize that there were times in the past, and not only in your relationship sector, where you allow people to violate and cross your boundaries and you said nothing about it. Okay, because we're Sagittarius, right? I'm a Sagittarius myself. Like, we tend to see the best in people, and we're like, oh, maybe they have a bad day. Okay, I'm just going to allow it, something like that. But now, not this time, not in February. What is the overall challenge? You have the Strength card, and you also have the Two of Wands. So you probably are dealing with a Leo, or maybe a Libra, or an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. I forgot. But anyway, there is a little bit lack of patience going on, and you see the Strength card in this particular deck of mine is a bit different than a traditional Rider-Waite tarot. That you can see this woman right here is trying as much as she can to steer that tornado away from her, to steer clear that dark cloud away from her. It means, because this is the overall challenge, it means that one person in this relationship is unable to do that. Okay, one person in this relationship is unable to steer away the negative emotions from clouding their judgment. And then because of that, that person is also unable to be optimistic or look forward to the future. Like, yeah, maybe this is doable, maybe this is workable, there's something that we can do about it. No, losing optimism, losing hope, and losing faith in this relationship. Yeah, told you. I think you already, that started in the past. When I said earlier that you're starting to remember the time where people violate your boundaries, and then you're like, oh, why did I allow that to happen? That started way back in the past, because that was a tarot card in reverse. Tarot card in reverse, it means a time-ticking bomb or bottle up emotions. And I feel that you guys were feeling that in the past. There was like a lot of bottle up emotions bottling in. There was like a lot of resentment. There was like a lot of like, goddamn, like I should have done this. Like I should have do this. I should have shown my teeth. I should have shown, I should have been heard. They should have known my side of the story, something like that. So there is that. But what I do love about you, and what I do love about being a Sagittarius, is that we don't dwell on these emotions for a very long time. Because also in the past, you're starting to feel that, well, a new day has come for me in my life. And I feel that If it hasn't happened now, it's probably going to happen like really, really soon. You're going to be doing like a little bit of a changes in your daily routine because you're just excited of what lies ahead in your life in general. This person that, the thing is that those resentment, those bottled up emotions that you felt in the past and everything like that, even though you probably didn't show it or you probably didn't even vocalize it, you didn't communicate it to the person that you're dealing with, this person's starting to notice that there's something off about you. Like your energy is just different. You changed. Okay? That's one of the things about being a Sagittarius, that we can't hide stuff. It's difficult for us to fake it. Okay? No matter how much we try to fake it, especially for people who have been dealing with us for a very long time and we shared some vulnerable moment with, these people will notice that if something is off with you, Sagittarius, and this person has noticed that even in the past. Okay? That energy of yours, that bottled up emotion of yours has manifested and it shows, and this person is now feeling that you guys left them out in the cold, or they feel abandoned, or they feel neglected, or they feel ignored. You probably gave them like a cold shoulder. You probably stonewalled them. There was something that changed from your behavior, Sagittarius, and this person felt it, even in the past, okay? That means 5 cards in the now. Empress card in reverse. Whoops. Star card in reverse. God damn. Judgment. King of Pentacles in reverse. Ooh. 5 of Swords. You're rough. And now you have made a promise to yourself that you wouldn't allow any other people to cross your boundaries like that anymore. Because that's the thing with mutable signs, okay? Like Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces. We're so changeable. We're so adaptable. We have this capability and ability to adapt to other people's needs, to adapt to other people's lifestyle. Without us realizing, it means that we're bending our spine backwards. But our spine can only bend backwards for a certain type of degree. And once you realize that you want to snap it back again. So you promise yourself that you would never bend your spine backwards again. Then I feel that you're going to be enforcing that promise that you made upon yourself very, very strongly. And you don't care who you hurt. You basically just want your voice to be heard this time. So you're no longer going to be giving in the consistency, the persistency that is needed to sustain this relationship, because you're showing up as the King of Pentacles in reverse. You just don't care, okay? I don't know. It's just that for some reason, the energy of February just kind of like makes you remember the bitter memories of the past. And I'm not saying even in just your relationship sector. I feel that you will also have certain flashbacks about what happened with you in your childhood memories, what happened between you and your parents, or what happens between you and your best friend way back in childhood. Like these flashbacks are coming, and you just want to be a changed person. That means 5 cards in the future. So how does this person react on the changes that happens with you? Well, it's pretty simple. They are in distress. This person is in distress because they don't get their wish fulfillment anymore. You, for some reason, in the past and even in the now, has become their life mission or their life goals. And I think you're dealing with an anxious, preoccupied person where they're setting up a missile and then you're the target. And then it seems that that missile missed the target. So it goes to waste, you know what I mean? So this person right now is in a state where they're super duper feeling abandoned, lonely, confused as well. There is a bit of anger in them as well, because you have the Empress card in reverse in there. Empress card in reverse is like a Venus retrograde, so it's taking on the Martian energy instead of the Venus. Depending on how the pick card reading goes, and if it's a positive or a negative one. Because if it's a negative one, this Empress card in reverse would then, if you have a negative pick card reading by the end of the session, this means that this person is going to resort into ways of trying to hurt you too. You hurt me, I hurt you too. It could be through, like communications. Their communications are going to be rough. It could be, if they're not that type of person, it could be silent treatment, mind games, emotional manipulations, trying to make you jealous, anything. Because if you hurt me, I hurt you too. But I feel that even if you have a negative pick card reading and this person turns out to be that aggressive or to be that angry towards you, I don't think that it's going to affect you that much, because you have the World card in here, which is a Saturn ruled card, meaning that you're protecting yourself anyway. So you have become this stoic that understands that you can only control you, yourself, your mindset, your words, your behavior, and you can control other people. So you have a good self-esteem this month, Sagittarius. However, if you have a positive big card reading, I feel that this person is just going to be sad and anxious and depressed. Okay, there's going to be like a brief moment where they don't feel you attractive and anymore, but it's just going to change even in the future, because in the future this person is then going to be, all right, I'm going to do something as my one last try. Yeah, I want to do something as my one last try. So this is my one last try for you. I'm going to be approaching this, and I'm going to try to compromise with Sagittarius this time. I want to know from Sagittarius' point of view and everything like that. And it's just going to make you confused, because the thing that they're going to be doing in the future is something that they've never done in the past. I feel that if you have a positive big card reading by the end of the session, you guys are going to be welcoming of these gestures of them. And then they're going to be like, finally, finally Sagittarius is... Because this is like a heavy burden on them right now, Sagittarius. In the past, even in the now, in the future, if you welcome them, like they're just going to be like, finally, the burden on my shoulder has been, lift up. Yeah, they're going to try to... No, it's going to be something serious. So if you have a positive big card reading, accept something very serious from them. If you guys have been in a casual relationship, this could actually lead to like a real relationship. If you have been in a real relationship, this could lead to engagement. It could lead to marriage, something like that. It's going to be something serious, something very different than they used to do in the past. And you're going to be confused by it in the very beginning, but then you're going to be vocalizing your boundaries. And then if they agree to it, I feel that you guys are going to be in a honeymoon phase again with this person. But if you have a negative pick card reading, I feel that you're going to be meeting somebody at work. I mean, if you have a negative pick card reading and you want to move on with this person and your energy is done with this person, I feel that you guys are going to be meeting somebody at work, or somebody at a lecture or workshop or seminar, or online when you guys are studying about something. But you guys are going to be meeting this person through that. And then with this person, the connection is going to be instant. It's going to be, it's going to be very, very instant. And then this person is also going to be very, very interested in you. That person might be an earth sign or an Aries. But if you have a negative pick card reading and you're not done with this person, the chapter has not been closed, this person again is going to try to compromise with you, trying to talk with you, trying to solve this problem and everything like that. But if you have a negative pick card reading, you're dealing with somebody who is a bit vengeful and petty, okay? They don't take it well being dumped. They don't take it well being abandoned. I dump you, not you dump me kind of energy. So this person's intention is, if you have a negative pick card reading by the end of the session, okay, I need to emphasize this. This person's energy is going to be like, I'm going to try to love bomb you again. I'm going to try to make you fall in love with you again so that I could dump you because I want to hurt you like you hurt me in the now type of energy. All right, so it solely depends on how your pick card reading goes. But if you have a positive one, it's actually good. It's actually really, really good. It's actually really good. I feel that it's going to be a step up from the usual, really. You're going to be very, very surprised. You're going to be pleasantly surprised by what they're going to be offering you. So there's a sweet surprise around in the corner for those of you who have a positive pick card reading. All right, so now let's move on to your pick card reading. All right, Sagittarius, I have 4 positive cards with me now. This is pile number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, this is pile number 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to give you 20 seconds of full silence so that you can concentrate. 1 pile of cards for 1 person. You can ask about as many people as you want, but 1 pile of cards for 1 person. All right, let's go. For those of you who chose pile number 1, you have the 10 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, and also the King of Wands. This is a positive pick card reading if you chose this pile of card, because the thing is that with this person is already done with casual relationship. This person is also already done with relationship that doesn't last, a relationship that they might, enter impulsively without thinking further ahead, and all of those sorts. And now they're ready to settle down. So this person is looking for the one that they would settle down with, the one that they would build like a long-term relationship with, the one that they know that, this person has a staying power to work things through with me when the relationship gets tough. So how do they feel about you? They see that potential in you. All right? They see that potential in you. They feel that you have all of the qualities that they're looking for in a mate to settle down with. They feel that you could be kind of like quite conservative, like not as, liberal as some people with Sagittarius in their placement would be. They like your values. They like your principles because it's very similar to them. And they also like the emotional banters between the both of you, and they also like you physically as well. Like they also fantasize a lot about their sexual encounters with you. They fantasize there's a particular body of yours, a part of your body that they're kind of like quite obsessed with, and it feels their fantasy all the time. I think it's something that got to do with your back. Either you have a nice shoulders or you have a nice bottom, something that or you have a nice neck, something that got to do with that. It kind of like made them feel like very, very crazy. But this person might confuse you a little bit because I feel that you're dealing with either an earth sign, so it could be Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, but somewhere along the line it's either they have an ascendant in fire sign or they have a personal planet like Moon, Venus, or Mars in fire. Or it could be the other way around. You're dealing with a fire sign, a fellow fire sign, like Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, and then they would have like a earth placement in their chart or earth ascendant. So sometimes they come in strong and then they back away because they need to ruminate. They need to think really, really deeply about whether this relationship is exactly what they wanted or not. sometimes when they back away, sometimes when they're having their own space, it could feel quite lonely, because the thing is that it's the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles cares a lot more about the real mundane aspect of the relationship and not so much of the emotional aspect of the relationship, if that makes sense. Yeah. So you'd probably feel that the emotional intimacy is only there when they come in strong, but when they back away, or when things get back to normal, or when things get to routine, it's like they have this distance. It's because their priority is no, because the thing is that I feel that the person that you're dealing with have had like a relationship where it was so emotionally intense and it burned them out very much. So they are not looking for that anymore. They're looking for, okay, we emotionally connect, and they're trying as much as they could to also focus on the mundane aspect of the relationship. They would probably be learning about the secret of, like older people who have had like a long-lasting relationship and try to apply it into the relationship between you and them as well. But overall, this is actually a good card though. There is a little bit of a materialistic tendencies. Yes, there is. Their focus is also like a lot there in their money and their career and their work. And why are they so focused on that? Not because they're ambitious, but because they want to be the provider. They want to be the breadwinner of the family. They want to make sure that if with whoever it is that they are going to be in a relationship with in the future, they're well taken care of, and there's no financial problems along the way. They just want to build stability for themselves so that they could share with other people. So it's not like somebody who is very ambitious for themselves. They want to have like a lot of money, they want to be rich, they want to be wealthy, they want to be stable just for themselves. No, because it's pretty much relationship oriented. I think that's one of the reasons why I said that this is actually a positive big card reading. Because whatever it is that they do, whatever it is that they're focusing on, eventually you're also, if you are then going to be the one who is in a long-term sustainable relationship with this person, you would actually benefit from the hard work that they're putting in their work as well. Okay? So that is it for those of you who chose pile number 1. Let's move on to pile number 2. All right, so for those of you who chose pile number 2, you have the Page of Cups, Justice, 10 of Cups, and 5 of Wands. It's funny, because I just tried putting stones in a pick a card reading, and I don't even know in which pile of card do I put them in, but it kind of like is the same energy. Pirate, and then also this pile of card. All right, so with this person, you might be dealing with a Libra, or you might be dealing with a water signs or a fellow fire signs like you are. But with this person, I think you're dealing with a fearful avoidance. So there's going to be like a lot of mixed signal and mixed messages here and there. Okay, it's a come here, go away, come here, go away type of relationship. They want intimacy very much, but they're also fearful that they're going to be abandoned by the person that they're intimate with. And that is why they're sending you mixed messages. So that's why they're pulling you in and they're also pushing you out. I think the problem that they've had, it dated way back in their childhood memories. It's either they were bullied or they just never feel emotionally safe when they were in childhood era. So due to that unhealed wound that they have, unhealed trauma that they kind of like brought it up into this relationship. So how do they feel about you? Well, they feel good. There's love there, there's affection there, there's a need of intimacy. There's a sense of being very, very anxious in this relationship as well. Because fearful avoidant is different than a dismissive avoidant who really, really doesn't want any type of vulnerability at all. This person actually likes some vulnerability. This person has already fantasized about the future together with you as well. Well, it would be nice to have a family with this person. It would be nice to have a baby and child with this person and everything like that. But at the same time, they're afraid of being abandoned. They're afraid of being disappointed in the end. And that's why... and I also notice with fearful avoidant people is that they have a tendency to like a relationship that is pretty volatile, okay? That has the highest high and also the lowest low. And one of the reasons why they like that is because they do it, they inflict it. They have a tendency to self-sabotage the relationship. I mean, you could also see some self-sabotaging ways from them. It's either they're very, very disorganized or they're a master of procrastinating. They have a tendency to become very, very detached in the things that they actually really, really wanted. Is because they're fearful of getting disappointed. So that's how the dynamic of the relationship between the both of you is always going to be. It's always going to be come here, go away, come in strong, overextending themselves, sending you some mixed signals, causing a fight, try to make you jealous, to cause a reaction out of you, just so they know that, oh, okay, so Sagittarius has feelings for me. Sagittarius cares about me, because they actually need those type of daily reassurance that you will never ever leave them, or you will never ever abandon them. So it kind of like depends on what you want out of this relationship. This one is 50-50. It's not very positive. It's not very negative as well, because they don't have malicious intention with you. What I mean by malicious intention, it means that they cognitively and they consciously trying to inflict pain on you. This is very subconscious. This is something. This person is a victim of a bad childhood. They were robbed of their childhood. They were robbed of their innocence. Because if they weren't robbed of their innocence, or if they weren't robbed of their childhood, this person is actually a very good lover who believes in an unconditional love. Like, you would see this from this person. Like, there is going to be a time where this person feels so innocent, where this person feels so naive, where this person seems to be very loving, embracing, and welcoming. And then there's going to be a time where this person is acting like a totally different person. Like, why is this person inflicting damage upon the relationship? Why is this person trying to cause some arguments or cause some fights? So I'm neutral about this card, because I also feel for this person. They were a victim, and this is something that they're doing subconsciously. They're not aware yet. So if you want to have a relationship with this person, if you want to maintain a relationship with this person, you need to give them some daily reassurance that you will never ever abandon them, and you will never ever disappoint them. You need to show them some vulnerability from your side as well. And when they need some space, like, just give them some space. And tell them that, you know what, like, I'm going to be here. Like, if you need some space, like, let's try to trust one another. Because this person has a severe trust issues. That is why they're trying to inflict you to have trust issues on them, so that they would know whether you care about them or not. But if you don't want anything to do with this person anymore, I guarantee you this is not going to be the last time that you're going to be hearing from this person, because a fearful of waiting have a tendency to come back. And it will probably take them less than 6 weeks. Might be like a month of no contact, just to get back and try again with you. All right, so that is it for those of you who chose pile number 2. For those of you who chose pile number 3, you have the Lovers, you have the Queen of Swords, you have the Page of Swords, Three of Swords, and also the King of Cups. So you might be dealing with an air sign. It's very, very prominent here. Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Or you might be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Or maybe like a Gemini or Virgo with the Lovers, Mercury card there. The point is, I just want to ask you, what did you do? What did you do with them, Sagittarius? They have a severe trust issues with you right now. The feeling that they have with you were something that came to them unexpected. They weren't, and it, because the Lovers card in this particular deck of mine, I have 2 of them. The first one is on the initial phase of the dating phase, and then you would have this one, which is when that person is already deciding that they fall in love with you, because they see so much mental connections and they see so much similarity and familiarity between them and you. So they jumped right straight away into, wow, like I have feelings for Sagittarius, I have love, I have affection for Sagittarius. They jumped straight away. And it wasn't something that they expected, because they do have a tendency to be very, very self-sufficient. Okay? It's like their persona is always like, nah, I don't need anybody else. I always able to fend for myself. I'm always standing on my own 2 feet. I'm always independent. I could figure things out on my own, and I don't think like I need love and blah 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 blah. But because they were connecting with you very, very much, and it surprised them with how much they actually feel for you. I think in the beginning stage of the relationship, this person maybe tried to deny it and tried to repress that emotions, but they started to feel and feel and feel and feel and feel. The thing about this combinations of the Queen of Swords and also the Page of Swords is that, the Page of Swords in this particular deck of mine is the orphan of the deck, meaning that, as I mentioned earlier, this person always have to fend for themselves. So when every time people are nice to them, they're going to be asking like, why are you nice to me? Why do you love me? Like, do you want anything from me? Do you want to take advantages of me and everything like that? Like, they have a tendency to do that. What is special about me that makes you want to talk to me? What is special about me that makes you want to deal with me? And they would also be asking, like, if you guys have sex, and they would know that, did I satisfy you as much as I promised that I would satisfy you? Because they need that daily assurance. They're not used to people loving them. They're not used to people being nice to them. They're not used to that, and they're certainly not used to feeling something for other people, but they felt that way towards you. But the thing is that with that in mind, keep that in mind. You might be dealing with somebody who is dismissive, avoidant. So one tiny bit of argument, one tiny bit of fight, or one tiny bit of wrongdoings that you might do to them, whether you do it consciously or not, whether you realize that you did it to them or not, it's so distasteful for them. It's like, ew, I knew it. I knew that this is too good to be true. You know what I mean? So there was something that you did to them. It could be that you probably made them jealous, or you disagree with their ways of thinking, or I don't know, it's just something, just one little thing, because it only takes one little thing for these two energy to just, ew, I knew it, to just be like that. So whatever it is that you do was distasteful for them. I was like, yeah, I knew it. Like, I knew it. Like, I only going to be trusting myself. I knew it. This one was too good to be true. I knew it. Like, that's how they feel about the whole thing. So what are they doing right now? Well, they're distracting themselves. So if you guys, because the thing is that Queen of Swords and Page of Swords have a tendency to cut people off once they just did one tiny little bit of mistakes. Just one. And it might not be even important at all. And when they do that, do they miss you? Not until reality hits them. Not until they have some space to ruminate. Because what they're doing right now is they're trying to distract themselves by, well, look, there's another hot girl in the town, or whoa, there's like another hot man. Like, I have so many options that I could choose on the horizon. Why is it that I need to focus on Sagittarius? So with this person, especially if you guys are going in no contact with this person, it would take probably 6 weeks to 3 months. It's longer than normal people would break, you know what I mean? Because this person is going to repress until they feel things. And even when they feel things, they're slow to react on it. So maybe they're going to be doing something that is not direct. It's an indirect ways of communication. So it's maybe they're going to be adding you on social media, or they're going to be liking your story, seeing or viewing your stories, liking your social medias, or commenting on a profile pictures that you had, or even if they were to be texting you, they're going to be like, hi, how are you? They won't show any sign of vulnerability at all in the initial phase of them recommunicating with you or reconnecting with you. So if you chose pile number 3, try to learn and study and read a lot more about dismissive avoidant people. I think you will have your answer from that, okay? And it will also tell you a lot about your attachment style as well. Right, so now for those of you who chose pile number 4, this is crazy. Like, this is the first time I actually put stones on my reading, and it's crazy how the energy of the stone actually resonates with the energy of the card. Anyway, pile number 4, Empress, 6 of Wands, Queen of Wands, and also the 4 of Pentacles. This is a taking energy, Sagittarius, I'm sorry. You might be dealing with a Cancer, or you might be dealing with a Taurus, a Libra, or you might be dealing with a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, but this is a taking energy. And why do I mention that, even though you have a wonderful card, which is the Empress card? The thing about the Empress, have you ever watched the movie Apostle in Netflix? Because I feel that the goddess in that movie is the perfect representation of what the Empress for me feels like. Because Empress isn't as assertive or aggressive like an emperor, okay? Empress is much more like, you give me something, then I'm going to give you 2 times fold. So in that movie, the goddess needs to be fed with blood in order for her to breathe, or to birth cattle, crops, food for people who live there. You know that saying, right? Give me a house and I'll give you a home. Give me groceries, I'll cook you food. Something like that. So this person is like that. It's very passive. They do have a potential to be an extremely loving lovers. They have a maternal side in them, no doubt about it. There are some things in their life that they're highly overprotective of. And then if you ever touch that subject, or if you ever kind of like insult, the people that they're protecting, or the hobbies that they love very much, and they could flip. But this is somebody whose ego and is quite prideful. They crave public's appreciation. It's not just recognition. They crave appreciation. It's like everybody needs to know what they did. It's like everybody needs to know the food that they just cooked, or the pictures that they just took. Something like that. Like, they crave that. So they could be very dominant in a relationship. The thing is that they see that you guys are an overgiver, or the type of people who likes to overextend yourself for other people. A little bit of a people-pleasing qualities in you. And then you're also physically very, very attractive as well. Okay? And they see that by being in a relationship with you guys, it could actually make them proud too. Because, again, as I said, public appreciation, like, wow, congratulations, like, you have a great wife, or you have a great husband, and wow, like, your girlfriend or boyfriend is so hot or attractive or smart, whatever that is. Like, they crave that. So they see that side in you as well. But even though there is that quality in them, but it's much more of a taking energy as well. Okay? So in a way that they would demand you to be the submissive one, and they're much more dominant. They could. All right. And also the type of people who's like, I want to meet you. Let's say I want to meet you this Saturday. And then you said no. And they're going to be like, how dare you? How dare you? Now I'm going to withhold and I'm going to withdraw all of my affection, all of my investment from you. But if you're the one who comes up like, let's hang out or let's do this. Sorry guys, got a phone call come through. I need to pick it up first. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that if you are the person who then initiates something like, yeah, come on, let's go. Let's hang out on, I don't know, Monday instead. Will they be okay with that? Will they say yes? Oh, absolutely not. Especially if you guys have rejected their idea in the first place. There's no way in hell this person is then going to succumb and say okay to then your ideas. So they're going to be, and they would want to be in the main driving seat of where this relationship is going. So it's all about what suits them, and it's never going to be about what suits you. This, if you're wondering if this is a positive or negative big card reading, obviously this is, I mean, unless you are the type of person who is very submissive and who don't have a voice for yourself and you would want, other people to be calling the shots for you, then maybe this is the one for you. But if that's not who you are, then this isn't really healthy. This isn't really good for you, because let's not underestimate the effect of each relationship that we have to our mental health. Okay, I think people keep on forgetting that. Like, okay, Anisa, I'm just going to give him some time. I'm just going to give her some time. Well, maybe this person is going to change. And then, moving forward 1 year later, this person has been damaged by this person. So don't underestimate the effect of any type of relationships in your life to your mental health. If you're the type of person who wants to be equal, if you're the type of person who also wants your voice to be appreciated, to be seen, and not having somebody to undermine you, devalue you, and gaslight you, this isn't the one for you. All right? So I think that is it for my reading for you, Sagittarius. I hope that you find tons and tons of clarity that you've been looking for. And I see you guys this week for your bi-weekly reading. All right, bye-bye, guys. Have a great day. I love you.